This is Stefan with TradeAtomy.com, and in this video we're gonna take a look at how we can use default settings and folder templates to automatically style the drawing objects. The first option is on the Settings tab. We can define default attributes for drawing objects. That means if you would say I want to extend trend lines on both sides automatically, then whenever we're gonna draw a trend line, it will automatically be extended on both sides. So you can turn that off or have it true or false, and we have that for the different drawing objects, different options. And what you can also do is the arrows that you can draw from here. You can set up the default color and the default size. That would be the color and the size here. It might come up the question, why would you need that if you could set up the default from a trend line from here? And the reason is rather simple. It is that these settings, they are saved with the chart. So they are for chart ID number 1. We might have different settings on chart ID numbers 2 and again different settings on chart ID number 3. So this gives you the option to work in a certain scenario with certain properties. The second option is to assign folder templates. So we saw that before, that in the settings for the folder there is templates, and we have no templates at the moment. But if we would, let's get rid of this line, if we would say trend line number 3 should have a specific style, because that is how we recognize our lines on the daily chart. Let's say a daily channel or something like that. So what we could now do is, whenever a drawing object is within a folder, we have a separate option here, and that says set as template. If we click that, we have now set the trend line as the template of the folder. So for this specific trend line, we could now say revoke as template. And if we go to the folder settings, we see that we have a template for trend line. And what we could do from here is either delete it, so there will be no template for trend line anymore, or we can say preview. And preview will just show a drawing object on the chart with the specific template settings. So if I click here, it just show a trend line across the chart that we can quickly see, like what does the template actually look like. We could also delete this trend line, but it will keep the template. So you don't even have to have the drawing object in the folder anymore. And now whenever we draw a trend line and we would assign it to this folder, it would automatically be styled according to the template. And that of course works for all the drawing objects. So if you would have an ellipse and we put that in our daily folder and we set that as a template, now we have a new template here for the ellipse. We can preview that, that's how it looks like, and every new ellipse we would draw now. It's like maybe not the best example because we use the default style, but change that color, fill color, something like that. But as soon as we assign it to the folder, we get the style template assigned.